And here we go. Please be welcome, people, to this chat Leadership in Disney. Today we will be discussing about leadership using Disney characters as our main source of analysis and information. Please, the first thing you need to do, of course, is open the presentation I just sent you and, of course, start introducing yourselves. Give me your names, your age, your career, and what do you know about leadership. And of course, tell me if you have ever seen a Disney movie, which I honestly think you have, and which one would be your favorite. Somebody, not everyone at a time.
I will start. Well, hi
Good.
guys, my name is Tiffany Padron. I'm 23 years old. I'm studying economics at the UCV. And what I know about leaderships is that it's an ability that certain people have, and we need to develop to use use it as a what is the word tool to to achieve goals and yeah goals. Uh, and my favorite movie is the one of the last of Disney, and it's Coco. I really like it and I love it. I really like the values that it express. And yeah, that's all.
All right. Good, good. Coco. Well, yeah, everyone loves the Coco, apparently. I don't know why. All right. Who's next?
Okay, hi. My name is Jorge. I'm 22 years old. I'm studying mechanical engineer at the USB. And well, what I know about leadership? Well, I only know that it is a really useful tool that everyone should use in order to exactly achieve several goals. And it's really common in between among co-workers or yeah workers. And what else? Well, I think the best Disney movie is I don't know I don't remember the name, but you can see the image in the page seven in your presentation, Mariana.
All right. Let me check that. Oh, the Treasure Planet. All
Exactly
right.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you have
like.
something in common with me. All right. It's a good
Yeah,
movie. Really
nice.
good movie. Very well. Anyone else, guys? Who's next?
Okay. Hi, my name is Valentina Correa. I'm 20 years old. I study international affairs at the UCB. Well, leadership, I think that is ability that is very helpful for our life. I don't know. My favorite movie of Disney, maybe I don't know. Beauty and the Beast, maybe.
What? Which one? Repeat.
And Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, The Beauty and the Beast. All right, it's a nice movie, a princess movie, but the best princess movie in my opinion.
Yes, I
All right,
know.
who's next? Only Levi and Bunny are missing.
Oh, hello guys. My name is Genesis Vanessa Barrios. I am 22 years and I study international affairs at UCB, also social mass media at UXAR. I think that the leadership is the ability that you can use to develop or support others or different spaces or contexts when you you can do. many themes. I have three favorite movies. I have three favorite movies in on Disney. The first is Beauty and the Beauty and the Beast, and I really love to Gaston because Gaston is the most funniest villain ever in all Disney, and it's so funny. And the second is Lilo and Stitch. It's more for the chapter. It's more for the character of Stitch, and the third is Zootopia. But this movie is particularly for the social content that have in all the movie.
All right. Well, Debbie, you're the only one standing left.
Okay, hi, my name is Levi Mendoza. I'm 22 years old. I study electrical engineering at the USB, and I think that leadership is the capacity to achieve something not only with uh, our own abilities, uh, but it's the form that you could or you can do that with other people or uh, forms. Yes, it's like when you use other uh, things to achieve something that you can with your without that you don't can that you can with your with only your own abilities.
All right. Very
Um,
well.
uh, um, my favorite Disney movie is Big Hero 6.
All right, big heroes. That was good, actually. Very well, guys. So let's go with the presentation and with the videos. As I told you before, I sent you one, two, three, four, five links. The first one is the one you need to open now. There you will find an article in Team Bonding blog website, and there you have 5 videos. I want you to pay attention to the video number 2, which is from a very famous Disney movie, Mulan, and reproduce that video. After that, I'll give you the further instructions. For the moment, just play the video and enjoy.
So we only have to watch the first video or all of them.
No, you have to watch the second video, which is from Mulan. That's
Okay,
the only one you need to watch for now.
nice.
Oh my god, I love this.
Believe me, I love it too. Very well, guys. How was it? By the way, I'm watching the videos with you, which is why I'm actually following the timeline. So, who wants to talk about what we just saw? Is there some form of leadership on that video?
Honestly, I I see this video and I see a Chavez.
You see a Chavez. Oh my God.
Yes, it's a Chavez.
Does anyone else shares this opinion of a Chavez in Mulan?
No, I don't think the same because I believe that in the video it appears the leadership, but in a form when when your leader don't believe in you, and that is the case of Mulan, and is a particular case that happen every day in our life in different cases where when you are on an enterprise, or when you wants to create a new project but all the system don't believe in you or don't believe in your idea. I see this video like that type of leadership when the leader of, or the boss don't believe in his team or in a person.
All right. Does anyone else has an opinion to share about the video?
Hmm.
Jorge is thinking.
Well, sincerely, I remember that Mulan was well. I saw a video which is called. I can see it in YouTube. It's called 19 Paris Burning, and it is in HD. Is it?
What?
Or
Sorry?
or it isn't? I saw a video which is called in YouTube 19 Paris Burning 1080 HD.
Oh, right. You actually want to follow the fifth video, which is, I
Exactly,
believe,
but I saw the second video that you sent us, and it was called Lion King. Be prepared.
the thing is this, Jorge, you have to see where you had to see the first link I sent, which was the #1 clip, and there you could watch the second video of the page that the link was going to show you. But never mind, don't worry, we can move on.
I do the
Okay.
same, okay?
Don't worry. So, I have a question. The ones who saw the video, who is exactly leading on that video?
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, the ones who saw the video, who is leading on the video? Who is the character that is
Chun-Li is
Chun-Li.
the leader.
exactly? And he's basically showing his people how to do things. Someone will call that kind of leadership micromanaging, but the fact is that he's actually leading by example there. I'm not gonna say much more. Now we are going to see the second link, the one, #2, Scar, the one I sent. That
Mariana,
one.
could you send it the links through mail, please? Because
Alright.
yeah.
Hold on. Let me go to the mail because I closed it. I'm gonna send the links to everyone to the same mail I sent before, so everyone got it by mail.
Thank you.
All right, let's allow to think. The ones who already have the links, you can all start looking at the second video, which is the one from The Lion King. Number 2 is Scar, the one you will be watching.
Okay.
All right, here we go. And there
Guys,
it
when you stay watching the videos of your microphones, please, because when I watch the video, I can hear your when you reproduce your video in your computer. Please. Thank you.
or where you start singing alone. Enjoy the second video. It's actually quite funny. Very well. So let me guess, Valentina. If in the previous video you actually saw Chavez, on this one you saw Hitler, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Yes. Yes.
I really like
Absolutely.
this direction, this art direction of this film because it's really similar to one of the most important speech of Hitler when they comes to eliminate all the Jews, and it's really incredible. I really like it, and it's really similar also to the when Mao's give our followers their speech, his speeches.
Well, actually, it was intentional. Back when this film, The Lion King, belongs to a stage of Disney called the Disney Renaissance. Is a period in the 90s where Disney was kind of reinventing him itself in matters of animated movies, and they wanted to make Luke Scar pretty much like a kind of a fascist leadership figure. So, yep, it's intentional. It's really good, actually. So here we have a leader, or we don't have a leader. I want your opinion.
Um,
Uh-huh. Continue.
Go Jorge.
And you
Not
can.
everyone at the time. So do we have a leader? Yes or no?
We have a leader.
Well,
Yes, I think it's a leader, maybe a populist leader, but it's a leader.
Yeah,
Jorge,
I think
Jorge
there is a
doesn't seem
leader
to-
over there. Its power is represented by the fear the other have from him,
Yes.
or how conditioned the things he's going to do are, because he said in one of the part of the song that he was going he was going to do certain stuff if they help him kill the king and Simba. So it goes to that way, I think.
All right.
I think that this is a this is a type of negative leadership, but it's a populist leader, and it's so common with the minorities or the less or with with ours. I confuse. Sorry.
All right. Very well. So the approach we're having here is it's leader, but it's a negative type of leadership. All right. Let's
well,
go with number 3.
well, Mariana,
Well,
in my opinion, I think that
right.
that's right. I think it's a negative kind of leadership, but more than a leader, he would like to be a king, just as he said in his song. And I think that, well, yes, it's really similar to Hitler, but I think that people who follow Hitler in that moment, they were thinking that about what could they get with helping Hitler to get the war, the whole war. But in this case, in the video that you show us, I can see that the only person who will get like power and all his goals will be that man that lion, and the other animals. I don't know how can I call it?
Hyenas. They are
Hyenas.
called hyenas.
Hyenas, exactly. They don't know what could they get at the final of the day, and I don't know. I think they don't know what are they doing.
Jorge,
All
I
right.
really like your comment because it's the same case of the Germany population in the period of the Third Reich in Germany, and it's so common. All the Germany populations believes in the concept or the idea or the idea of Hitler, but when in the final of the war, all theirs all theirs live the same experience of the hyenas in the Lion King, and you can see the result in the second part Lion King, and it's so incredible. I love Disney.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
actually, it's true. It's kind of a prophetic justice when the hyenas actually kill Scar at the end. Spoiler. Dip.
Nice.
But either way, very well. We're going to see the third video, the number 3, Jafar. Click on it and let's watch what do we have here.
Okay.
All right. So, who knew this clip before today?
Me.
But what's a cup?
It took me back in the time.
It's an old one, I know.
Hmm.
This is a clip from an old series, a Disney Channel series called House of Mouse. It's a series, an animated series that was developed to show many characters from the Disney universe on attending to this club, which was Mickey Mouse Club, having all sort of fun and weird things to do. This is the Halloween special. And what the villains decided to do on Halloween was to take over House of Mouse and transform it into the House of Villains. Now, I want you to tell me, is someone leading that video? Who is doing it? Are there many people leading? What do you think?
Well, I think all of them are leaders.
All right, why?
Because they are working for well, I think they join because they are working for a similar goal, and for that reason, I think it is a kind of leadership.
All right, all right. What do you think, the rest of you guys?
Well, I think the same as Levi, who was talking before, Levi or Jorge?
Or
Jorge, okay. I
Jorge,
think the
yeah.
same as him because I think there's not one leader, there are multiple leaders over there that they were trying to do the best they could to take over the club. So you cannot like sense or feel like there is just one leading everything because they were always a lot of people, in this case a lot of villains trying to work together as they take over the club. So I don't feel there was only one.
Okay, okay. What
I
about the
have
rest?
an argument, and I think that was a cop in that video because all the billions planificate a cope to the Mickey system in Disney on Disney. I believe that that's my argument and that's my theory according that video.
So you basically said the video is about a leader being challenged.
Yes.
All right, very interesting takeover. You'll see there are many people leading on that video, and effectively you focus most of you focus on the villains, but Bane is right until a certain degree. There is a major leadership figure already established at the beginning of the video, which is Mickey Mouse himself. And what the other are doing is joining their different leadership styles and forces against him. That actually shows how leadership works. You can sometimes team up with anyone willing to take down the guy you're actually facing, so that it's part of the life too.
Mm-hmm.
I want now you to open up the fourth link, which is Captain Amelia. You will love this one because she's really good. Please click the link and we'll talk. All right, guys. So I'm gonna ask straightforward, and you are gonna answer me straightforward. Who's leading this damn head?
Mm, the guard.
Okay, it's complicated. I think it was the captain, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
Of
think
course, it was the captain. How can
exactly.
you doubt it?
It was the captain.
All right. So the woman basically took over the situation in a critical position. There was a crisis. The whole damn fleet was about to fall down. And, well, yeah, she did what she had to do in order to secure it. Can you all agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what do you think about this kind of leadership and the situation she faced?
Well, I think it is the best kind of leadership that we can see. Because in this case, for example, the captain use their sailors in order use the best skill of their sailors of her sailors in order uh, to what to don't lose in the hole in the black hole. And of course all of them trust in their decision, because in some cases we can see a leader which their followers don't trust in all of them their decision. But in this case, as we could see, the man which was made of rock trust in her crazy idea, and he only do it and don't ask for anything. And I think it is the best kind of leadership that we can find well, yeah, in the world.
Yes, I agree with Jorge. I think that that is the kind of leadership that is really necessary because it's really easy uh, being a leader when all is working. However, when the the situation is complicated, I think it's necessary that the leader trust in their team, and that person should know the abilities, the advantage, the all of things about the team.
Good. Very well. So, we're left only one video. We're gonna watch it. Is the fifth Frodo leadership. Once again, just watch the video and then we comment about it.
Mariano, sorry, you can send me again
Yeah,
the links,
I know
please,
you went out.
because I lost the connection, and all the chat is
It's
lost.
okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Are we done? Nope.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes, well. All right. So, what do we just watch here?
Well, if I have to give it a name, I could call it dictatorial leadership, maybe.
All right. A dictator.
Yeah, I think he's a kind of dictator. Uh, well, yeah, I think so.
Yes, Valen,
Yeah.
are you going to say something? Anyone? Oh, no, Tiffany.
Oh, yeah, I agree with him. It's a dictator that do as he please. So in order to fulfill his, um, well, in this case, in order to capture uh, the gypsy, he do whatever he wants. He doesn't care, and if he hurts anybody, he just wants to capture her at all costs. So it seems like he doesn't care about anybody, and he only cares about himself.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. This kind of leaderships never ends well because there are some insur ah, insurbanization. I don't know how can I say that. I don't remember the video. They say something about it. Insubordinate, something like that. Because they are focused on only on the power and not on their followers, which are also as important as their goals.
I think that he is not a real leader, you know? It's like, okay, I'm the king and you have to do whatever what I want.
Yes, I think that this man is a kind of authority, or but not a leader, because it's just like use the power to uh, do or other people, uh, and it's like a bad way to uh, it's like an obligation in or an imposition in other people.
Okay, so we have a dictator here. You all agree that is a negative form of leadership, what we're watching here.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to take all we saw on these videos, and yes, now we're going to actually use a presentation because we're going to place these guys within the categories that we have on the presentation. On the presentation, we have so far 3 categories: autocratic leadership, transactional leadership, and democratic leadership. Now, what distinguish each one from each other? Well, the autocratic leadership, which you have here with a beautiful image of Jafar, would be the equivalent of what you just call a dictatorial type of leadership. It's a leadership that basically works in setting goals, yes, but he doesn't fully show interest in explaining how to reach them. He basically, or leader in these cases, expects the other team members to actually do what he commands without questioning, and more important, this leadership is very quiet, hard driven. It's Yeah, unto a certain degree, he's efficient. I think everyone here can easily give the fact to Frollo that he basically checked the whole city on a single day. That is efficient. And well, he's usually good handling crisis. We need to understand that it's a type of leadership that relies a lot in personal charisma or personal authority rather than legitimacy. It has an advantage, which is that it's effective. The downside is that it's fairly overwhelming and sometimes abusive. The transactional, it's more about setting goals, articulating process, operating effectively in teamworks, and establishing standardized practices. The good side of this leadership is that it organizes the environment. The downside is they're sometimes ineffective on environments that haven't fully been developed. And then you have the democratic, which is the most popular, because there you have the guy who basically encourages people's ideas and opinions and makes them participate in the leadership process. He encourages creativities. He tries to rely on the team members to execute the tasks required to achieve goals. So it has a great advantage that it stimulates people. Downside is when you have a critical situation, sometimes democratic leadership is quite ineffective. Those are your three categories. Now, tell me, where do you place Shang Li from Mulan?
Inside.
Transact what transactional?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Chan was a transactional leader.
Very well. Shang Li is a leader that basically is trying to establish and standardize a set of practices. He's training a group of people so they can follow protocols, fighting, and all the stuff that a soldier must do. So yeah, he's a transactional. Now, what about Scar?
Autocratic leadership.
Yeah.
Very well. He's autocratic. Why he's autocratic?
Okay.
Well, I think because he is only focused on the goal, and that is the real motivation by leadership.
Okay, well, as I can see, one of the main features that we can see in an autocratic leadership is just as Scar, is that they are they set goals but show little interest in explaining how to reach them. They exactly just as Scar, and just as Scar, he only imposes his rules and process in order to get things done. Just as he wanted to get the Lion King. He wanted to be the Lion King.
Very well. So, what about, well, Jafar is easy. Which one is Jafar, in case you haven't realized?
Really?
I mean, it's the most obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an autocratic one. Yeah. He doesn't care a shit about your opinion. Now, what about Captain Melia?
I
I think she is a transactional leadership in this case because she didn't allow the rest of the tripulation to decide in which activity they were going to participate. She just gave orders in order to they don't fall in the black hole. So I think that relaying of tasks is a thing that characterizes her, and in this case, characterize a transactional leader.
yeah, I'm agree.
Yeah, and because the presentation says so. And, well, the reality, yes. It's transactional leadership.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. In this case, I think that, well, someone can think that the Captain Amelia would be an democratic or transactional leadership, but I was reading the main feature of each one. Well, as we can see in the image of democratic leadership, we can see fully talking with the other uh, toy friends. But in the video that you show us, we didn't see Captain Amelia talking to their followers. She only, well, in some cases, but she only allows opinion, but focuses in the getting things tasks done. And in the,
Exactly.
just as in the main feature that you show us in the presentation, and the task in this case was don't get in the hole in the black hole.
Very well. Transactional leaders are effectively leaders that focus in solving problems. They manage crises. They are great crisis managers. So when a crisis comes up, they are actually the very first who manage the whole situation. They gave instructions. They provide with a specific task, with a specific issues, and they actually tell you, look, I want you to do this, this, and that, and I want it in that order. So they basically are, yes, a quite specific type of leadership. And in crisis, they effectively work like Captain Amelia on that video. In other situations, they're actually quite good listeners in terms of leadership. They pay attention to what their team is actually telling them. And yeah, they are, as Jorge said, a type of leader that focus on increasing efficiency and focus on getting things done. And finally, Frollo. Where do we classify our beloved villain?
Problem. That was last one. Well, autocratic leadership.
Yeah.
Very well. Let me made a question to all of you. Here in the transactional, it is stated that basically a leader that works in a transactional way follows rules, follows, let's call it, they focus in operating large organizations. They want to establish standardized practice. They hope to reach a certain environment of efficiency. Now, this is a controversial question, but wouldn't you consider Frollo a transactional leader, for instance? And if you don't, why not?
Follow. Mm,
Mm.
well, well, I don't think so. A transactional leader. Low is the last one.
Yep, the last one.
Well, I don't think so because, well, reading all the main features of a transactional leadership, well, exactly, it sets goals, but he, let me see, he doesn't allow opinions. He only focuses on the final task. Hmm. Well, maybe it would be a 50-50 because he obviously focuses on the final task, but he doesn't uh, he doesn't hear another ideas or something like that.
Very well. Anyone else?
Well,
Oh,
I don't know because according the presentation, he could go inside the transactional leadership category, because in this case, his goal is to capture Esmeralda according the rules that is established. That I think that is that no gypsies are allowed in Paris, if I'm not mistaken, or because he wants to. I don't know. They operate expectantly in the organization in this case because of his power of its level in the society. He can order the rest of the military to do as he will. So it has establishes and standardized practice. I don't know if they do it, but maybe because according the military rules that Paris has at the time, he can use his power to use it as he please. So I don't know. Maybe I think he could go in that category, but I'm not that sure.
Very well. Now, here's the secret of the whole issue. The fact is, well, I'm gonna make this question to all of you. Have you ever been an autocratic leadership at any moment in your life? In a teamwork, at your place, at your community, at any moment?
Yeah,
Everything counts.
yes, I think it is important to be an autocratic leader sometimes.
Why? Why is important?
Why? Well, because you can get the results that you expect to have in a quickly way and in the correct way that you that you see in the way that you think that it's the right way.
Very well. So you basically are telling me in some moments you have to be an autocratic leadership in order to get things done in the right way, in the way
Exactly.
you believe
And I'm
expect.
quickly, I think so.
All right. Anyone else? Does anyone else has been a little Jafar, a little Frollo in some moment of life?
Yeah, me. Very often, actually.
All
I
right.
have
Then
What?
what?
Yes, I think that in some situation is really necessary. For example, if you need to attack a difficult situation like a war and or kind of a situation in relation with the death or pure necessity like life or food is really necessary autocratic leadership because is a situation when you don't get a um I forgot the word. Is a situation when you need to just do that things
All
to do
right.
that act.
So you're basically saying, look, you sometimes need to be an autocratic leadership because there are circumstances that demand you to actually provide effective answers, right?
Yes, exactly.
Very well. Bane, are you there? Nope,
Mm.
she's out.
No?
Well, she's scared. Well, here's the thing, guys. I can actually believe that you can easily have also hold the position of democratic leader at some point of your life, right? At some point, somebody must have chosen you for something.
Yeah, democratic leadership. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and taking in consideration that being a transactional leadership is basically to standardize practice, setting rules, and operate things in order to get things done, focusing on the goal, I can be pretty sure that you all have also been transactional leadership at some point of your life.
Yeah, I think it's the best way to be a leader. Well, in my opinion.
Totally. I'm really, really agreeing with you.
Here's the issue. Frollo is a leadership who is exercising leadership in an autocratic way, but holding a transactional leadership position. He's a judge, and as a judge, he actually has all the powers Stephanie just described. But he is using it in an autocratic way. And guess what? Most of you are most likely to have behaved on some similar way at some point of your life because we all have effectively exercised all forms of leadership in all sorts of circumstances. This is the behind this. No, there is not a single way of being a leader. Sometimes you get to be the autocratic one, sometimes you get to be the democratic one, and sometimes you get to be the transactional. It depends of circumstances, it depends of what are the goals to achieve, and it depends of the team you have, actually. Because if you have a quite effective team, you don't need to be an autocratic leadership. You just need to run the team, for instance.
Exactly.
Yeah, and sometimes you actually don't need to be a leader. It's okay, you know.
So here is the magic behind this, and this is what actually Disney is showing us. We can actually exercise many forms of leadership and actually get a benefit from it, because regardless whether they were, let's call it, villains or heroes, you can all see that in all the videos they succeed. I mean, Frollo did effectively ended up finding the gypsies. Captain Amelia effectively saved the ship. Jafar and the other villains effectively took over the House of Mouse. Scar did became king, and Shan Li did transform his team into a highly effective team. Don't you think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's the issue. When you are leading, when you are actually using a position of authority, all you have to do is learn what are your circumstances. What do you need? What do you want to achieve? And what can you do? There, you can actually determine whether you're going to be a democratic leader, a transactional leader, or an autocratic. That's pretty much everything we have to learn from Disney on this occasion with leadership. And I want to close with this final slide of the presentation. Well, it's the previews to the end.
Mariano,
yes?
before you finish, what kind of leadership do you think we need here in this country?
Oh, damn. You have to ask about politics. Why?
Only tell me one of them.
This is funny.
Why are you like this, Jorge? You used to be really cool.
Only tell me.
All right. Look, the moral duty tells me that I should tell to you that democratic leadership is the answer. I personally don't think so. I think this country could do good with a transactional leadership, actually. One that basically finds himself trying to deal with the great problems we have, focusing on them, establish operating a standard practice, and setting the structure in order to succeed as a country, which we're not, because we suck, basically.
Yeah, cool, nice.
Pretty much.
Thanks.
So, having answered that ugly question, thank you, Jorge, we can actually go to the final slide, which is about other characters. From all the other characters you have in Disney, which figure do you remember to be a leader, and what type of leadership do you think it is? By the way, here we are counting characters from Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, all Disney franchises. So that will be your closing statement, actually.
Nice. Oh, Marvel. Well, you can see Captain American Captain. I think he's a transactional leadership. I think so. Yeah, must be a transactional leadership. In the case of Iron Man, well, he's not so much democratic. I think he's also a transactional leadership. I think so. Oh, Hulk, I don't think that he's a leader.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something that can be polemic, but I don't consider Spider-Man a leader.
Exactly.
Actually, I think it's very very okay. I forget how to say inútil.
Worthless.
Thank you.
Exactly. I think
Yeah,
he's on.
we actually share that opinion. He is worthless. He is
He's only a hero. Exactly.
This is the issue. Most of the heroes actually are transactional leaders because they face critical situations most of the time. So
Uh-huh.
you'll find out they're actually more of the time they're transactional leaders most of the time. For instance, what do you think in Star Wars? Do we have any form of leadership there? Yeah, I think one is fairly obvious.
Well, I don't know his name. The black man, the man with the black clothes. He must be
Darth Vader, that
Darth
one.
Vader. He must be an autocratic leader.
Yeah.
Autocratic leader.
What made you guess that the black suit with the threatening look?
Because he used all the power that he has. Well, using the other guys with white clothes in order to get all the power of the world, of the universe. Sorry, and he only focuses on his wall, and well, that's the main feature of an autocratic leadership.
Very well. So,
Uh,
Valen, Jorge already spoke about his leadership figure. Valen also spoke. Levi, Tiffany. Which other character from the universe you know that can be considered a leader, and what type of leader?
Sorry, what?
What? Who asked? Hello?
Well, well, in my opinion, I think that in Marvel, for example, who is the leader of Guardian of Galaxy, I think he is a democratic leader, but he is too democratic, and I think that's the reason why the team never obeyed him.
All right, I share your opinion as well, actually. So, Tiffany, you are the only one left standing. Which other character from Disney you consider a leadership, and what type of leadership he holds or she holds?
Yeah, I was thinking really hard because I don't recall any more movies about Disney from Disney, but maybe um looking at the picture, maybe Buzz Lightyear or Woody itself, because he was leading the other toys in order to find. Well, it depends on the movie, but let's get like the second movie, and the third movie was finding was find I don't remember the main issue in the third one. I was
Don't
getting out.
remember either, actually.
It was like
They were at
getting
the
out,
kindergarten, something
getting
like
out
that,
the
right?
house, so they won't be sell out. Maybe I don't remember. I don't
I think
remember.
I think they were at a kindergarten, something like that. But
Yeah, they
it
went
was
to a
with
kindergarten.
this guy who was the pink teddy bear. That guy.
Yeah,
That guy. Yeah, was that.
yeah. I just remember that they were the lead figure between the rest of the toys, so they were leading them, and I think that's uh in that case, in order to accomplish the goal that was escape from the kindergarten, uh they became an not democratic leader, but an transactional leader. So yeah, that's the one that comes to my mind. 'Cause I was trying to recall other movies that I really like about Disney, but I think I don't have any in mind right now.
Don't worry, it'll work with that statement. Well, guys, that basically has been all so far. I hope you have enjoyed the chat. We are closing for today. Here the following guidelines you will receive probably tomorrow because of the hour. We're closing at 9 p.m. You will receive the survey, the Google Form survey for with a couple of questions about the chat. You answer them and then you get to validate your chat. That will be all. I hope you enjoy the night. Sleep well. Bye.
Nice. Bye, Mariano.
Bye.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Bye,
For the
guys.
chat.
Bye.